Okay, we have some actual. So we discovered in Sauda, in the town famous as the NATO military base, which is just 5-10 minutes down the road right here. We're in Aptera, just off the E75 for those looking at a map on Crete, and we decided that. You had enjoyed the bakery in Heraklion so much that once we got out here on our very first night, you were like, but I want to hit a bakery again. And so we looked and we found one place that was supposed to be 24 hours, and turns out Google Maps doesn't know and it wasn't really there. And we found this other one called the Sweet Corner, which is actually a chain, but only like 6 places, only on Crete, and their first location happens to be the one in Sauda, just around the corner. So we drove there. They were open till 11, and they had they leaned very much towards the sweet side, not the more rounded bakery experience that you tend to get in Greece. So there's a lot of desserts. It's a pretty big shop, and we've been there now, I think, 4 times since being here. So we're almost every day we're going there, and they know us now when we go in already, and we're not even halfway through our time in Aptera. And Emily brought some to show you because we have so much in the fridge.
So this is the
Let me see if we can get it up enough. Yeah. So this is the 3rd time that Emily was buying this particular chocolate cake. So instead of getting, and each of these is 1 piece. It's really hard to see, but this is about 8 pounds of cake here. And she got, the first time she ordered it, and the piece was so large, her eyes were like, and then she ate it so fast, we had to go back and get another, and then Dominica got some, and then today we went in and Emily decided to buy all the cake that they had, because we're going through it so fast.
Yes, it's so good. It's different. It doesn't taste like anything I've ever had, but yes, I like it, and I keep having to go back and get more.
And then you have some other things to show.
Yes.
So they have a good selection, but they have basically the same things all the time. One of the things we found amazing, though, is that even when you're getting bakery items to go, they often come in glass.
Yeah.
And you could make your glassware collection. I mean, obviously it's cheaper glass, but this is
This is in glass.
strawberry cheesecake, I believe.
Yep.
In glass, single serving, and this is like €2.50, I think.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit expensive for Greece. It's definitely a more high-end, pricier bakery. A lot of places, if we were in Heraklion, that probably would have been like €1.50. And we do have a bee flying around us, so sometimes sometimes Emily's looking for that. And then we have this, which is not exactly baklava, but it's related to baklava, but with pistachio instead of whatever you do with normal baklava. And with this, I don't know what it's called, but it's common in Greece to instead with phyllo dough, instead of doing the paper thin layers, to do like these strands of it. So it's the same paper thin stuff, but just made in a different way. It's just a stylistic thing, but it's common here. And we have had, and you got to try real baklava since we've been here, at the Cretan Corner as well. They do an excellent baklava there, and you did get to try, we had a separate video where you tried it, of lakomi, which is Greek delight, basically Turkish delight, the kind of jellied cubes. And of course now we have bakery products, so the bee is even more interested in us than it was earlier.
Yep.
But we've had a lot of wildlife here. We've had to deal with 7 centipedes so far. We've asked the people who have this house to maybe get an exterminator or something, because it's pretty extensive. We get a lot of bees, but they don't cause any problems. And loads of cats around the house, which is very entertaining because they're all very sweet and healthy. And they don't come in. Well, they will come inside if you let them. They're not supposed to. And they just crawl around the yard, and they'll crawl around in this fence behind us, and they'll sit in the driveway, and they'll sit in the front, and they'll watch in the doors to see if you're doing anything. And if you're not paying too much attention, they'll just start walking in, which is really funny. So that's been an interesting experience. That's something you don't normally get in the United States because, one, we don't have that many cats who are healthy and yet outdoor cats that no one particularly owns. But also a common thing, especially here in the Mediterranean, is that the air is not actually that hot normally, but the sun tends to be pretty extreme. And there really aren't that many insects. Of course, we say that as we're describing all the insects, but there aren't like back in the United States. And so we often just open up the windows. There's no screens, and there's these huge doors that are, floor to ground. We open it up, and you can just walk in and out to the fresh air all the time. And so because of that, cats can just walk into the house from pretty much anywhere, which is a little bit unusual. So put away the